314. My name is Mike. I'm with Louis Quatorze, and I'll be giving you an inside look at some of the things currently going on in our hip-hop scene here in town. First off, we'll start with 3 things that have caught my eye over the past week. Then we'll go to one plug I get for myself on a project I'm currently working on. And as always, we'll finish the show with 4 things that I think you should be paying attention to here in town. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First up is the homie John Alexander. Last year, he teamed up with Vess, who makes a popular soft drink here in town. He is their brand ambassador and also went to them regarding starting a promotional series that focuses on St. Louis creatives and businessmen and women here in town, just doing what they love, showing the best of the city. So for the past year, he's been going around and gathering footage on different scenes here in town, and he just released the first episode of his series, which is called St. Louis Made. The theme of this episode is food, and he visits 2 St. Louis businesses on Cherokee Street. First is Bird and Barrel, which is kind of a fast casual fried chicken place, and the second is Master Pizza, which is a pizza and wings type place. So they're both local businesses here in town. They're both very, very good. I recommend checking them out. And John just does a great job of interviewing these people and bringing their stories to life. So I know his next episode is coming out in June. It's going to be fashion themed, so that's something to keep your eye on. And he does pop-up shows for those as well. So get at John's social media, check out what he's doing, and follow that because I really like the St. Louis Made movement he's created with Vess. I also want to mention Smino. Smino just came to Del Mar Hall and had a sold-out show. There was so many people there. It was kind of like a family reunion. All the different types of people, artists, collaborators, just people you see around town coming together and celebrating his success, what he's been able to achieve with Black Swan. So he finished the tour here in his hometown, and I've never seen him live before, but his performance was just spectacular. He really gives an energy and a stage presence to his music that isn't lacking on the album, but just bringing it to life and watching it unfold in real time is just super, super cool. So I was very happy to be in the room for that concert. One of my collaborators, Samir, did a promotional video for Smino that shows the Smino billboard that he had put up in addition to the arch, and just a really cool clip that he put together. Smino posted it on his Twitter, so you guys should check that out, and shout out to Smino as well for his performance. Only good things are going to be coming from him in the future. Finally, I want to talk about 18 and Counting. 18 and Counting is one of the most progressive DJs here in town. You'll see him at events all over the place on Cherokee Street. I've seen him at Beatnik Bob's in the City Museum. He just has very, very, very great taste and interesting sounds that he envelops in his DJ sets. So he has a live band now that he calls 18 Counting in the Ensemble. They were released recently in Columbia, Missouri, and went to KCOU, who was hosting a True False Film Festival this year. And they had a live underground session where they performed a number of their tracks, and I was just blown away seeing them live. I know maybe a couple months ago they performed in the basement of Blank Space, and it was just an amazing show. And I think they really captured that vibe in this video that was posted a couple weeks ago. So if you don't know much about 18 and Counting, please go and check 18 and Counting and the Ensemble. I know they're performing more in town. They do really wonderful, interesting music.
Perfume for the poor. Hatred dedicated to those who need explanation.
For my one plug this week, I want to talk about a recent interview I did for the podcast St. Louis Community Cast, which is hosted by Andrew Davis. He goes around and interviews people around town that he considers to be innovators and creatives, and he does a deep dive into how they came about and what's passionate and drives them here in St. Louis. So he was here at Nebula Co-working about a week ago, did a really interesting interview with me. I'm impressed not only by the caliber of people that he's brought on his show, but just also the research and the questions that he asks. So that podcast is now live on his SoundCloud. You can also go and get that on iTunes and Google Play. It's called St. Louis Community Cast. I'll put a little description here that you can click on. Go right to that. Talk a lot of things that are important to me, such as how I got started in video, how I got involved in the hip-hop scene here in town, and just a variety of other topics where I think our hip-hop is currently going. So thanks to Drew for coming through on that. I'm very honored to be a part of it, and hopefully he has interesting guests that he's able to bring in the future as well. So check that out. And to wrap up the show, here's 4 things currently going on in our scene here in town. First up, Bryant Stewart released a new track on his SoundCloud that's called Booming. He's been relatively quiet for the past 6 months, but I think big things are in store for him. I really enjoy his singing, and the production that he got on this track is next level. So go and check out his page, and I'm sure he'll have new music on the way soon. I also want to mention and give a shout out to the homie Nick Men. He had a new single and music video come out for his track Situated. He did a really funny take kind of on the type of hip-hop music videos that people shoot in town, and I think it's a really strong single that is going to be promoting his next album that comes out this month, which is called Serious Fun. So be on the lookout for that. Something that has been blowing up on St. Louis Twitter recently is the artist Nicholas Louis. He just released a album/EP, I'm not really sure what he's calling it, but it's called The Love Muscles Journey, and it's fantastic. This dude kind of sounds like a mashup of J. Cole and Kansas City's G. Watts to me. He's got a really kind of raspy, inviting voice, and the stories that he tells on this project are just crazy. So it's a really, really strong effort from him. It's the first I've heard from him, and I think that he's going to be able to build off of that and really create a nice fan base for the type of music he's producing here in town. So that's Nicholas Louis, The Love Muscles Journey. Definitely go check that one out. And finally, I want to give a mention to the Rude Crew. They've been recently shouting me out on Twitter when I was taking suggestions on what to do for this show. They had a new mixtape come out called Saint Heat 2, and I was really impressed with the diversity that came off this project. There's pretty much something for everyone on this, and they have a number of features, different types of productions. It's a quick 10 tracks, something you can easily get through and enjoy. So check out the Rude Crew's new project, Saint Heat 2. And that wraps up the end of our show. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in with me. If you like this video, please like and share it with your friends. I really enjoy bringing you this content. Hopefully you enjoy watching it as well. As always, I know I miss things that run through the cracks, so if there's music or videos or anything that you think I should be paying attention to, just hit me in my mentions. I love watching new music, new videos, all of that. So until next time, St. Louis, take care, be safe, and I'll see you around.
Little light, shadow, work, do it right, then it hurt. Night caller with the perks, from the sun to the dirt. A rebirth, head first, circumcise me, suck my skin off. I'm shedding snake, scale shit, skeletons, study victors well.